I'm gonna look like, and what my body's gonna look like, and what my body's gonna have to go through.
I've just been like, this is what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to go in for my first breast reduction consultation. I've been really tired today, so I haven't put too much thought into the appointment and what's going to happen and any of that kind of stuff.
I was tired from constantly thinking about the surgery. That's why I didn't talk about in here, is that I was constantly thinking about it, like dreaming about it, thinking about it. I was consumed by it.
I am getting a little nervous. I have looked on their website and looked at, before and after pictures, and I'm just not feeling confident that this is going to be the right doctor. I was referred over here by somebody that I know, and they said that the people in the office are wonderful and that that's really important, and that's probably true, because what would I know about any of this?
Yeah, so actually Dr. Pierce's work wasn't on the website then. I saw his work later. He showed me some stuff. So you can always ask to see the surgeon's work, and they'll have more photos to show you, possibly in person, or they can email them to you.
It to look nice. So I know it's just the first appointment, and I can make an appointment with as many doctors as I want. I'm not feeling confident, and I'm not feeling comfortable, but I'm just gonna go and do it and see what happens. And there's no strings attached. And if I find out that it's not the surgery isn't good for me to do, or isn't the right decision, then at least then no matter what, this is gonna be good, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just finished up at the doctor's.
Okay, yeah, we're done at the doctor.
With my consultation. I think it went well. My doctor was very nice, and the staff was great. They were so friendly. One of my concerns was to have pooching on the side, and he believed that
it's called
with the shape
dog
of everything,
dog ear,
and that my side and towards the back is fairly lean, that I most likely won't have that, but that usually if there's something like that, it can't go through the insurance, but will opt to have the scar come all the way further, or to have it liposuctioned right there. But he really felt like I was a good candidate to not have that on the side.
Okay, I'll stop it here just to talk about the liposuction a little bit. So I didn't really talk about liposuction in any of my videos because I didn't have it done. I do know a lot of people will have it done on the side here. They'll have it done on the side because breast tissue can go all the way to the side, guys. And I didn't have it done. Talking about the pooching on the side is called a dog ear, and I do have one on one side, and it's minuscule. It's minuscule. You wouldn't even notice it. I only even notice it just because I know my body pretty well. I'm trying to think of what side it's even on. It might actually be the side that I just showed you, and in that little shot, my scar is actually in there. So everything's looking really, really good. So I didn't talk about liposuction just because I didn't have that done. Lots of people do, and I don't believe that insurance covers it. But, if it's a good fit for you to do that, if I would have needed to do that, I would have done it, just because, like, my thought, it's kind of like when you buy a house and if you want it painted, there's no better time like the present when nothing's in there to just get it painted. You know what I mean?
He did say that I would have an anchor incision. For the insurance to pay for it, you have to take 5,000 grams, I believe. Really should have paid more attention. in math, but he said that that would put me in the range that I would like to be in. I would like to be a C, but a D is fine too. I would not like to go smaller than a C. And he thought that that was excellent and that he could definitely get me where I would like to be.
Okay, so about this, actually, I don't know that I ever talked about it, about why I wanted to stay around a C or a D and not go smaller. I have nothing wrong with having smaller boobs. Would I have had a B cup now? Possibly I would have chosen that. I don't really know. I was so concerned that I wouldn't look like myself anymore. So concerned. Like, I have had large breasts since I was 15. And, you know, that's what my body type is. And I wanted to look like myself. I wasn't wanting to just like this, have this whole complete transformation. I wanted to still look and feel like me, just a little less in pain and a little more proportional. I just don't think that I ever talked about why I chose that sizing.
He said that he thought if I had them done, that it would give my breasts a more full look that I used to have before I had so many kids. So he didn't really talk about having an implant. I don't think he felt like I would need to have one, and I wasn't wanting to have one. So that sounds great.
I doubt that I talked about implants anymore after this because it also wasn't prevalent to my experience. But I will say that I did not have implants done and my breasts do look full. And so if you're on the fence, you can always get implants later. I realize I just made that analogy about the house and painting it all, but the implants is kind of like a big deal. And it can make your experience much, much more painful and add on some other things, like some other responsibilities isn't the right word, but a different type of care. And so I just feel like it's a bigger deal. To me, getting implants was a much bigger deal than getting liposuction done on the side.
The insurance website was down today, so they weren't able to take a look at that. But she said that when the website's up, that they can send it online, then it will be faster and we would know quicker. And that she might know something by Wednesday. Today's a Monday. And that if we can do it online, then I will not need any more referral other than the doctor, which the insurance company said that they wouldn't need anyone except the doctor, but my physical therapist also offered to write me a recommendation if that would help.
Okay, so I don't know that I talked about insurance very much. I possibly should make a whole video about insurance, but insurance is different for everyone, and what insurance requires is different for everyone. Mine did not require anything else except for the plastic surgeon to give the confirmation that the surgery was needed. I did have my physical therapist was willing to write me a recommendation. My OBG was willing to write me a recommendation. And my chiropractor was willing to write me a recommendation. So if you're needing recommendations, maybe check into those doctors.
So they said that they would take down my nipple size a little bit just so that it was proportioned to the breast. He said that it was a fairly simple procedure and that I haven't had a history of anything that would cause him to think anything would go wrong. But the biggest risk would be nipple areola something. Oh, that's awful that I can't remember that. But he said it's basically when the nipple begins to die off, but that it's extremely rare. So that's about it. I don't know how I feel.
Okay, yeah, that didn't happen to me. It is a very small risk, but a very serious risk that you need to consider if you're going to have this surgery. And quite frankly, I still don't remember. I could Google it right now, but I'm just not going to. And it is where, like, your nipple is tissue. It's living tissue, and just like anything else, it can die off if it doesn't get enough blood flow. And so that is something that we did check for. That's one of the most dramatic things about this surgery was my husband checking for that. My doctor called the day after surgery. I wonder if that's in there. The day after my surgery, and had him like look at them, like we FaceTimed, and poke them to see if color came and went in them to just make sure that they were getting enough blood flow to the area. Ola.
Feels sudden for me to be just wanting to jump right in and see about this, and that wasn't my intention. I just wanted to go and have a consultation.
There's only so
and
many
see what
boob
my
jokes you
options
get to
are and
make
what
in
would
real
happen. He said no heavy lifting for 4 weeks, which seems like it could be hard. It seems like I would be putting a lot of pressure on my husband to take care of more, and that makes me feel bad. I really don't like that it feels like there's no other options.
Okay, let's stop again. That was really just a concern in my head. My husband has absolutely no problem with caring for me. If you're feeling that way, but your husband is feeling supportive, I would just get it. I would give in to that and not keep taking on that burden for yourself. If they want to help and they're willing to help, accept the help. Don't keep feeling bad about needing it. That is, part of what a partner should do is sickness and in health, right? So that wasn't actually happening in my life. It was an irrational fear of mine.
I guess now I just need to think and pray about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I will hear back about if the insurance thinks that I'm a good candidate, and I will make the best decision that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did good, girl. You did good.
I was interested in
couple of days
scheduling a consultation for breast reduction surgery.
Okay, are you trying to go through insurance?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I've already been approved through another
forgot about
doctor's
this.
office.
Okay, so I just want you to know our next available for insurance breast reduction is not until, let me see. Okay, so it's not until October of 2021 for the consultation.
Oh, wow.
Okay, October of 2021. Guys, I would have had to have waited a year. In October of 2021, if I would have had my consultation then and then had my surgery later on, it would have been past my 1 year post-op mark. That's how wild that was. Let's see what else. I remember some other things about this, but let me see if I videoed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that I will just, I don't know what to say. I guess I'll get off the phone.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I know it's so far out. But...
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
All right, you're welcome.
Over a year. Over a year's wait. I mean, the photos online were good. I can see why. That's crazy.
Okay, yeah, I didn't include it. So here's the deal about some surgeons hate to blow the whistle on anybody. That plastic surgeon's office preferred out of pocket. And so the reason that the appointments were pushed off that far was because I was going through insurance. And, I don't know all the things, but something about getting paid more if you go out of pocket had to do with why those appointments were pushed off so far, because they asked me, I don't know that I included it just then, but they asked me, was I going through insurance? And if I had not gone through my insurance, I could have gotten in with in a couple of months. And then here's another thing. I would never do this, and maybe I shouldn't even talk about it because it should be on an insurance video. I'll just make an insurance video about it. Sorry, guys. Sorry to not spill the full tea on that.
So it's about 2 months until my scheduled surgery.
Mm.
I actually called
Time has
yesterday
gone
to
by.
change my pre-op appointment because we are going out of town on the days that it was.
Dang, my boobs were so huge.
I moved up a week early, but I am having
I don't have a bra on here.
such excruciating back
I don't think I
pain.
have a bra in here. Oh my
So
gosh.
I tried to lay on like a lacrosse ball so it's like the
Cross balls
muscles
are
that
great.
run on either side, like parallel to your
Mhm.
spine, is what hurts so bad, I think. Or at least they're
Yeah.
really tight. Like they are, like, it feels like a thick rope back there, like that you can't
Yeah, it did.
push. And so I tried to lay on the lacrosse balls and not even move, just like put them back there and lay. And it was just bringing me to tears. It hurt so bad. And then when I would take them off, there would be relief, and that was what was pushing me to do that. But
You're worth more, girl. You don't need that pain in your
just
life.
so bad. Like during the night, the weight of them, just either if I'm on my back, it just sinks down on me and it makes it hard to breathe, or if I'm laying on my side, it just like pulls
Remember
all
that.
of the muscles in my back. I just can't seem to get any relief right now. It's making me feel like the surgery is the right thing to do. Last week, I asked my surgeon for some photos because I wasn't sure if the photos on the surgical practice website were his or not, and he sent me some that were very fresh, like had to have been the first couple of days after having it done, and it really messed with my head. One of them was a breast reduction and a tummy tuck, and it was just so graphic. It wasn't really the kind of photos that I was looking for. I was looking for more like when they had healed. So that is, I mean, obviously I'm not having a tummy
Be
tuck,
specific
so
about what you're asking for from your surgeon.
it's
Be
really
specific.
messed with my head about what I'm gonna look like, and what my body's gonna look like, and what my body's gonna have to go through, and that is scary.
Yeah.
It's scary to me, but the pain is so bad. I don't know what else to do.
Yes, there's a lot of emotions in there. I am glad I videoed that because I don't really remember the moment that I accepted that the surgery was the right thing to do. So I love that I kind of have that in there. I love that. Be very specific about what you ask of your doctor because they can't read your mind. I'm not particularly squeamish. I was very scared about seeing what my body was going to happen. If I needed to help somebody and it was bloody and gross, it would be nothing for me to do it. But it was something about knowing that that was going to happen to my body was really hard for me to deal with. So I didn't watch any of those like, hey, this is what happens during a breast reduction, like the actual surgical videos. Never saw them, never want to see them. And, so seeing those photos, like some of them were from the OR. Like these were the pictures we took before you left the OR. And I actually saw mine several months later, I think. It's probably in a video. The pictures are not in the video. That's not this kind of channel, guys. But I still, like, it's bringing nausea. It's making me nauseous because I remember how I felt when I saw them.
I'm vlogging today.
Okay, yeah, this is back when I was
you're
vlogging.
vlogging today.
Yeah.
Your experience, are you recording all the stuff that's going on?
I'm going to record that in a little while. I guess I'm doing 2 vlogs today. One for the appointment and one for just my day.
So you're thinking about putting the breast reduction on YouTube?
I'm thinking about it.
He knew I was videoing.
I've videoed a lot of stuff about
I
it.
was going to put on. I wasn't sure what I
Yeah,
was going to put
I
on.
didn't know. I thought it'd be a good subject.
Support
Maybe
husbands,
there's not enough
guys.
videos out there.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment for supportive husbands, guys.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of videos that I can find that are people with my body type for the reasons that I'm doing it.
Right. Well, that would be a unique video.
Yeah.
That was really hard to find videos. this would be a good point to say, I'm not monetized. My channel's not monetized. I'm not getting any money from this, and that's okay. That wasn't the reason that I put it out there, but I don't know if I didn't find the right videos because of this or not, but if you have found any of these helpful, please consider subscribing or liking this video, because it helps promote that this is a good video on YouTube, and so you could really be helping someone out who's looking for this information.
Hi everybody. Today is my pre-op appointment for my breast reduction. I'm about 2 weeks out from the surgery. I probably haven't filmed anything about this for a month or two, maybe a month and a half.
Like it, yeah.
But today I'm going in to talk to the doctors about what to expect and probably get my surgical bra, I would think, and basically get a whole lot of information. I have had a lot of emotions since the last time I videoed. I think that I am settling in with the fact that my body is going to look different and that it might not look as good as I feel like I look now. That seems crazy. I know a lot of people get a breast reduction thinking that it's going to improve the way their breasts look, but I think I've mentioned before that my breasts are really symmetrical, and I believe they're nice looking, and that's been a concern of mine, and like an emotional, mental struggle to accept that for me, I think they are not going to look as good as they do now, but it is for improving my life and to not have as much back pain as I do now. And I'm starting to be okay with that fact, and I'm even starting to be a little bit excited thinking about what my life is going to be like and having less back pain. I've been having a lot of back pain the last couple of weeks, and I can't seem to get any type of relief, so like this is all coming at a good time. I'm starting to get a little more excited about what I'm going to look like in clothing, and I was just telling Austin last night
Positive
about
thoughts,
the
guys. Positive
way
thoughts.
I think that my mental health is going to improve just being able to go to a store. I mean, every time I go shopping, it's depressing. It makes me really sad and heartbroken that I can't find clothes that look nice on me and fit me well.
You just have to buy tents. You just
and
have to buy
I'm excited about thinking that's going to be different in like a month. That it probably won't be a problem ever again. And that's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure,
that's where I'm at before this appointment. I am nervous about having surgery. I'm nervous about the downtime and about getting depressed afterwards, because my life's pretty on the go and I like it that way. And so having to, be down for a week or two and not being able to pick things up for like a month and a half is gonna be hard, and it's just a fact that I have to accept, but it's not gonna be forever. So that's where I'm at emotionally and mentally. And I think I'm in a good place for doing this. I'm really glad that I didn't just jump right into it. I'm glad that I waited a couple of months, scheduled it a couple of months out.
Absolutely.
So that I could mentally prepare myself. And I think had I done it way back when I could have gotten an appointment to do it, it would not have been healthy for me mentally to be going through all of these emotions afterward, and be also dealing with the emotions of what my body, my new body is going to look like,
and to accept.
So I'm glad that I waited and have kind of worked through these emotions beforehand.
Proud moment right here, guys. Proud moment.
So I'm excited for my appointment, and I guess I will let you know how it goes. Well, that was once again very frustrating.
Oh no. Oh,
I don't know why it is so difficult for this doctor's office to communicate.
I wasn't even sure I
with
wanted
my
to put this in
provider.
here.
Every
Because
time
it didn't have to do with like my nurses or my
every
doctor.
time
I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it in there or
spoken to
not.
the insurance provider, every time I've spoken to the doctor's office, and back and forth, they have given me a different amount every time. Today, I was supposed to go in, and it was supposed to cost $400 with my insurance. That's how much my out-of-pocket was, because I've met my deductible for the year. With all the other things that I've been doing for my back this year.
I've already met my deductible.
I go in today and they give me my packet, and it is saying that my amount that's going to be due is $1,200 and some odd dollars. So that is very disappointing that now I'm going to have to call
that is disappointing.
the insurance people again and sort it out, because $1,200 is a lot different than $400.
Math, guys, she can math.
The office insurance lady, she has just not been that helpful. It's just very disappointing. And she was just like, oh, well, that's just, what they said this morning and yada yada. And I was like, okay, but I've talked to her 3 times about this. Every time it's been some different sob story about why they can't get it right. So it's just extremely frustrating, and now I'm going to have to call.
I'm pretty mad there.
The insurance again.
Look how cute
then
my
call
glasses
their
were.
office again, and she's going to have to speak to the insurance. And I'm certain it's an easy fix.
Glasses.
It's just not peaceful to deal with. It's not how I thought the appointment was going to go.
Yeah.
Overall, the appointment just in general didn't go the way I thought. There wasn't much information given. I didn't get a surgical bra. There's been some information that just doesn't line up with other people that I've heard of having breast reduction.
Okay, let me stop here. I am mad here about the insurance situation, and the reason I included this was because dealing with the insurance and dealing with the people who deal with the insurance was very hard for me. Not to be negative on anybody, but it was really frustrating to not be able to get a number, because for me, excuse me, that didn't help. Excuse me. I'm a planner. I like my finances to be planned and to know how much I'm spending, especially if I'm going to be making a $1,200 decision versus a $400 decision. And so that was truly very frustrating for me, alongside with all of the emotional things that I was feeling. That was very hard to deal with. But the other thing that I'm talking about here about the appointment not going, like, I'm clearly not happy that the appointment didn't go the way I thought, that I didn't get the surgical bra. It didn't go to plan because I had these preconceived expectations of what it was supposed to be like, based off of other videos I'd watched and people I'd talked to. If your appointment doesn't go like what it goes like in these other videos, that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. That doesn't mean it's a red flag. It is perfectly okay and acceptable to just ask your provider, hey, I've heard of this. Hey, I've heard of this. Hey, I've heard of this. And see what their policy is on those things. I did ask my doctor in these appointments. I was just frustrated with the answers because I thought I knew the answers. And you can certainly ask all of your questions before your pre-op appointment. I should have asked about the bra before then. I should have asked about, what was another thing that I asked about in that appointment? Bags. What were those bags? They collect blood. They're tubes and they run from the incision stuff. And supposedly those are really painful. I didn't have that, so I don't have any experience to share about it. But I was asking about that, and I thought like everyone had them. And so they were like, no, you won't have them. And I was like, what? that's not, I don't think that's right. And, you know, I didn't know. And my doctor did know. So I'm frustrated here, but it was a little out of context and a little out of place on some of it.
They don't think I'll need a surgical bra. I won't have drains put in, most likely.
Drains, there we go.
And they're saying that
I'm
I'll
just
use
jumping
like
the gun on
a
talking.
really loose sports bra. And most of the things that I've heard of, people are having to have tight compression type stuff. So that's different. They gave me medications that I need to go have filled. So not quite how I thought the appointment was going to go at all. I did go and have my blood work done. They did a hemoglobin and a hectic.
Yeah, let me stop here. That's what I'm talking about with my hemoglobin is what is low now. And so I know what my numbers were before the surgery, and I can't say for certain that's why it's low now, but nothing else in between would have caused it. I mean, it could just be my body doing it, or it could be blood loss.
That's not correct, but something like that. So now I guess I'm going to sit in the parking lot, call the insurance, and try to get that sorted out, because they were telling me like, oh, then I could just pay by check or credit card or whatever. And I made it very clear to them at the beginning that I would need to know how much this was going to cost to see if it was even feasible for my family.
Always make sure.
So this is very disappointing. Like, I cannot express to you how disappointing this is. I'm very disappointed with the office, not the nurses or like the front desk people, but just.
All right, that's it for that first video. Wow. It's interesting, some of the things that I remember and some of the things that I don't. That is interesting to me. And that's what I'm talking about on, like, you know, video it, vlog it, journal it, whatever, because you're going to forget a lot of the moments. And that was a bit eye-opening. Some of it was very hard to watch back, like emotionally, hard to see myself struggling through something that, looking back, really hasn't been a problem since I've created those problems for myself. They haven't actually come to fruition in my life. So that's a bit interesting. This was really cool. This was really cool to go back and see. I guess the next video I will do will be my actual surgery day, and I'll see how it goes from there. If I want to do like a whole thing about recapping and how I feel now, and a little bit of commentary, a little bit of extra stories in there. I guess you probably want to see what they look like now. The swelling has gone down a lot since my 6-month post-op video. So if you're at 6 months and you're still feeling a little bit of that emotional roller coaster, there's still time for swelling to go down. There's still time for sensation to come back. So I guess let's do this. Okay, I told y'all that I owned a different shirt. Here we go. Ready? So this is actually them with no bra. Here we go. On the side, can you see? This side. Front. That's that. Thank you all so much for following along on this. The comments that I've gotten that y'all have left me about, hey, I'm doing this tomorrow. Hey, I'm watching this right now and I just had it done. Like, oh, this helps so much. You have no idea how much that means to me. You have no idea how much that means to me. I love to help people, love to support people, and getting feedback that actually is happening means a whole lot to me. So thank you so much for the interaction, and I hope that I truly, from the bottom of my heart, hope that this has helped you. And I guess stay tuned for the next sporadic video that I throw out there. This was a really good decision, guys. I think that I've reiterated that possibly in other videos, but I just want to give some encouragement. It was totally worth it. Looking back at all that, it was totally worth it. Shout out to my pelvic floor physical therapist, Emily. She is the best. She's so supportive and kind, and I don't think that I talked enough at the beginning about how her encouragement of encouraging me that I deserve better in my life than to live in pain, and how much that impacted my life. And it really didn't have so much to do with pelvic floor physical therapy, but just having other women in your life encouraging each other and supporting each other and raising each other up has changed my whole life. Just that one thing has changed my whole life. Shameless plug, I started my own company. I am doing watercolor and cooking and some like photography, clothing rentals. And I couldn't have done all this in the state that I was before my surgery. I was in too much pain all the time, had to lay down all the time, and I couldn't have done any of these things. And ironically enough, Emily's the one who encouraged me to start the company. So your physical therapist can turn into your best friend. Make sure you find a good one. But I just wanted to touch on, thank you for supporting me. And I love getting the feedback that you feel supported from my videos. It means so much to me. We really need each other. And I hope that everything is going well for y'all. And if you've had surgery, I may not know your name, but I've been praying for you and hoping that everything goes well and goes smoothly and that you're happy with the results. So don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, tag a friend if they're thinking about it. And if you're a friend watching this, just to show support to your friend who is thinking about having it done and you're trying to understand where she's coming from, your support means the world to them. Your support means the entire world to them. And don't be withholding of your encouragement for them making a healthy life decision. Okay, guys? So let's go out there and support each other, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.